as soon as possible. Mahia has white. He is going to interrupt the second and every...
Quick intro to this video, this stream. Hello, everybody. We will be doing our third run, or technically our fourth run, but hopefully we're going to get our third clear on Sigoli Road. My goal is to get as much, as much, I guess, just as much caster gear as possible to get up to parity on my other casters. So, yeah, that's the goal. And I am Sage for the first time at 80. I do not have my A-level 80 abilities because my life is a mess in this game, but that's okay. Got all my augmented gear today, and for some reason, item help turned off, and I don't know why. Why? Anyways, back to the show.
Provoke. After that, start casting your ranged enmity spell or ranged enmity ability. And before you walk into your room, pop your invuln and walk straight across the center of the room. There may be a trap in there. This trap can deal damage, so healers be on your guard. Don't let anyone die. Yes, the rooms are color-coded. You are going to have, you're going to pull your color tank into the room with a color pad, and you are going to then kill the golem on the pad when it is time. There are no further questions. I will tell the other side that we are ready.
Back to the
I mean, we could assign healers as long as our healers don't let people die. If healers want to, there should be a healer up north and a healer down south. It doesn't really matter. Like like tanks typically have enough self heal, and things don't hurt that much, and we should kill them fast enough. But keep an eye on your party and wiggle. Don't get kicked. And if you notice when your tank's getting low in HP, just heal them. These golems don't hit that hard unless you're red, in which case you just don't get hit. Everyone should be in blue room at the start. And so the only thing that we need to keep an eye out is someone from Mahia's team needs to make sure that Mahia gets Asuna'd when the AoE goes off on him. You'll just reflect it. I mean, I wonder, does the AoE go off if you have your invuln up? Can you just park your blue golem in the hallway mildly, and then once it casts your dot, pop invuln and run through your room? We are going to be opening the door 20 minutes after the, or 20 seconds after this countdown ends. I think that would only work because you have a true invuln. I don't actually know if it would prevent the bleed dot from happening. Remember, tank stances need to be on. You're going to provoke your golem when it stands up, and then you are going to start tossing your ranged attack at it to drag it to your room. I'm going to be opening the door now. All golems have successfully made it to their rooms. Start in blue room and start killing it. AoEs are going out. Make sure Mahia gets Asuna and Asuna Mahjong Master. Blue golem is dead. White golem next. Let it cast Metamorphosis before you start damaging it. White golem is now. We need a healer up north. Start bursting down compaction. On to green room. Make sure to interrupt the metamorphosis. On to red room. We're going to hold DPS on the red golem until it gets down to around 20%. We're going to hold DPS on the red golem. No dots. Hold DPS and we're going to wait for rupture. At which point our tank is going to put it on the pad and we're going to kill it. You can start building up your gauge on these ruins golems. The next fight is an enraged fight, and you want to walk in it with as high of job gauge as possible. Interrupt the metamorphosis. Put it on the pad. We're going to burst down this red golem. Burst it down and kill it. It needs to die. There we go. If all things are well, rupture should happen before we need to do anything. There we go. Before you hop off your pad, make sure your entire team is alive. D is clear. E is clear. Is F clear? Everyone hop on the pad and go up. Make sure to get your chest. It is personal loot. No one can pick it up for you, and go back up to Slimestack for the rest of the call-ups for the night.
Golem side should be coming back up. Looks like we're just waiting on one more. And we're good to go. Welcome everybody to Trinity Seeker. And thank you for the waymarks. Let me just steal those. This is an enraged fight. Every enraged fight we want to do our lost actions. We want to use raid food. We want to use pots if you got them. But especially use your lost actions and do damage. This fight, there is one thing to explain ahead of time, which is how I do call outs for mercies. Mercies I will call out in a boss relative fashion. So if Aoi here is the boss for us, I will call out a pattern like right, right, left, left, in which case we'll be on the right for 2 hits and then on the left for 2 hits. Or other patterns might be something like front, back, back, front, in which case we'll be at the front for 1 hit, at the back for 2 hits, and then go back to the front for 1 hit. These are short movements across the center of the boss's hitbox. If you are not Aoi Abyss, you should have your tank stance off. The tank busters in this fight are particularly nasty if we mess them up, so we want to make sure that tank aggro is predictable. Go ahead and step across that purple line once you're ready. Everything else can be called out on the fly in this fight, and I will be doing my best. Make sure you pop food, make sure you're ready to use actions. We are just waiting on Mont Blanc. Mistress, are you ready or are you not? Yeah, okay. Okay. Aoi, go ahead and get us a 30-second countdown.
You get 28. I'm sorry.
All right,
We had budget cuts.
good enough. That's why we don't have explains anymore. Also. All right, boss is opening up with a raid wide, and then we'll see a friendly clone. This will be the only friendly clone of the fight. The rest of them are not friendly.
I think they're all friendly.
No, they're not going to join it. Anyway, a friendly clone, wave hello, and then we'll go right into a fourfold mercy. We are going to be right, right, left, left on the boss, right, right, left, left on the boss. Easy pattern to start off the night. Stay on the right for 2 hits, and then move across to the left. Move now. Then look away from 1 for the orb, and then get away from the flower. Dodge grid and dodge flower, and then stack up near the boss. We are getting inside the boss's hitbox, inside the boss's hitbox, inside the boss's hitbox. Good work. We have tank busters up next. All tanks in front near Aoi Abyss. And now nobody in front near Aoi Abyss. Anybody near Aoi is going to kill themselves and Aoi. So stay behind the boss. Then we're stacking up for chains. Stack up for these chains. Once you see the chain rings pop above your head, spread out, and then we are getting in front of or behind a barrier. It will be getting knocked into a barrier. Break these chains now, and then get knocked into a barrier. Get knocked into a barrier, then we're going to get Ifrit dashes and another knockback or hide. Clones will dash across the arena. We are starting near A. Start near A. Run around the arena, avoiding the dashes, and then get behind the barrier at 3. Get behind the barrier at 3. And back on the boss. Raid wide coming out. Oh, I forgot about the line buster. Whoops. Hopefully everyone's okay. You're getting Sand or Stone coming out next, I believe. Yep, we are standing on... No, line AoEs just walk out. Then we're getting Stone, stand on Stone, stand on Stone. We're gonna get 2 more Sand or Stones with Earthshakers from the middle. If you get a tether, rotate it around the middle away from the party. Our next thing should be stand on sand. If you get a tether, rotate around the center away from the party. Tethers rotate away, tethers rotate away. 1 more Sand or Stone with tethers once again. Go ahead and stand on stone and rotate tethers away. Dodge these lines once again. Next up, we're getting inner cardinal of the boss. Boss relative inner cardinal. Boss relative inner cardinal. Max melee can be safe if you line up right. Back on the boss, we're getting Ifrit dashes into a 4-fold mercy. Get ready once again to dodge around the arena, and then back in for mercies. Starting at A and rotating around the arena. We're going back, front on the boss, back, front on the boss. He's giving us nice patterns today. Back, front. Move across. Look away from the orb at 3. Look away from the orb at 3. Dodge grid and the flowers. Dodge grid, then the lines. No lines this time. Lines are next time. Stack up for chains, stack up for chains, stack up for chains. Break those chains, break those chains. Raid wide coming out. Next up, we are getting a tank buster. Everyone away from Owie, everyone away from Owie, everyone away from Owie, the main tank. Sorry about that late call. And sorry about Owie's positioning. This will be fourfold mercies with sand or stone. We'll get one sand or stone hit, then fourfold mercies, and then 2 more sand or stones. We'll be front, back, back on the boss. Front, back, back on the boss. Start on stone. Start on stone. Boss's hitbox is stone. Then 2 hits, move across. Move across now. Sand on sand, and on sand, and on sand behind the boss. 1 more sand or stone hit, and then grid pattern with orbs. Stand on stone, stand on stone, stand on stone.
Sand, sand, sand.
Sand. I'm bad at the game. Just look away from 1. Then dodge the grid. And then the lines. And the flower. And then stack back up near the boss. We are holding LB3s until after another mechanic. Raid wide coming out. We're holding DPS at 4-5%, so watch your DPS. Inside the boss's hitbox, inside the boss's hitbox, inside the boss's hitbox. Hold DPS now. We are solving 1 more mechanic and then getting LB3s. We are getting a offset 4-fold mercy from a clone with a knockback or hide. Hold DPS. Clone is near 2 and 3. We are going behind the barrier at 3, behind the barrier at 3, behind the barrier at 3, and then we're going outside, outside, inside, inside on the clone. Alright, outside of the clone and then inside after 2 hits. Move inside of the clone, stack up for chains, and then break chains. Once you break your chains, healers LB3 and burn the boss. Everyone smash that LB3 and burn the boss. If you're healers, healers smash the LB3s. Nobody else should be LB3. We are not seeing this last mechanic, just kill the boss. Alright. Don't run ahead. There are traps. There is a glowing duelist pad that only our duelist Violet Thorn can take. If anyone else takes that, you're guaranteed to die. So don't do it. There are 3 more traps down the hallway to the right, so do not run ahead of the duelist who is percepting for us. Owie, stop. Please listen to instructions. We are staying outside of the Dahu arena until our duelist starts. If you did die in the last fight, yes, please do pop a new Razor. If you are in our duelist party, please listen to Violet's instructions and help buff her for the fight. There is 1 new mechanic that I will go over. Ignore this countdown. Ignore this countdown. This is a test of your lack of reflexes. The new mechanic for Dahu in the Savage version is Fire Spits. Fire Spits will need to be taken to hug a lion near one of these 4 numbered waymarkers. You'll get a number of dots above your head that is 1, 2, 3, or 4 if you are chosen for Fire Spits. Go ahead and just take those Fire Spits over to a waymark near a waymark and hug a lion. Ignore this countdown. Ignore this countdown. Stay outside of the arena. Nice work. I'm proud of you all. Once again, if you get Fire Spits, go ahead and hug a lion near one of the waymarks. Make it a safe spot. Second time we see it, everyone else will go to the north, and 2 tanks will get flare markers, and they will get knocked to 3 and 4 in the south. Part of the line is sealed off. Our duelist has started. Owie, go ahead and give us a countdown by running up and hitting the boss after everyone's crossed the purple line. Go ahead and cross the purple line. We're going to go hit the boss. All right, Owie, whenever you're ready.
Close enough.
All right, name of the game here is Don't Stand in Bad. There'll be circles to start off. Don't stand in circles. Dahu will dash across the arena. Do not be in front of Dahu. Do not be in front of Dahu. He will dash again. Do not be in front of Dahu. After the dash, he will do a large 90-degree conal. Do not be in front of Dahu. Dahu is getting pulled back towards the center of the arena. We'll have line AoEs now, in addition to our others, and Dahu will do left and right-sided shockwaves, which will be semicircle AoEs. Don't stand in bad. Fire spits are going out. Go ahead and kill a lion with those fire spits if you got a mark. One, go ahead and hug a lion. Make a safe spot. And we'll have that left-right shockwave dodge out and then dodge in to where it just hit. Then we'll be getting knocked back to safe spots after the lion's dash one more time. Line up with a safe spot and get knocked into it. Any safe spot will do this time. Next time we see this, everyone north except for tanks that have flare markers, which will go south. Rotating fire breaths. There'll be 5 of these. After he does his second conal, which is right now, where that conal just landed, will be safe for the rest of this mechanic. We'll have an ad phase here. Go ahead and kill ads in order to keep the main tank alive. When you see ads, kill them. I will be doing a Beyblade impression that's spinning Dahu around right round to group up all the ads. Go ahead and AoE them down. Keep Owie alive. Our duelist won. Congrats to Violet. More line AoEs, more circle AoEs, more left-right shockwaves, more fire spits. Everything we've seen before, but all at once. Fire spits, go ahead and make a safe spots north and south. If you are a tank with a flare marker, get knocked south. Everyone else get knocked north, away from the flares. Flares south, everyone else north, get knocked into a safe spot. Oh, we'll be heading back to the center and doing those rotating fire spits once again. Once again, 5 more spits. Second cone will be safe after it lands. Where that fire spit just went is safe to stand and cast if you are a caster. Dodge a shockwave and kill the boss. Alright, we have a couple dead. Our resurrection protocol is to use loss arise by standing on the body in order to make sure that you are not overlapping arise casts. We have a limited number of chances to get people up, and it is only a 10% chance, so do not waste those casts. Make sure you take care of those in an orderly fashion. I am going to need volunteers for some tank rolls in the next fight. So I will be heading there next. And getting waymarks up for that. We will need a secondary main tank, and we will need Aurasphere tanks. Aurasphere tanks will be doing a simple job in the third phase of the fight. They'll just be making sure they are top of the aggro list on a Aurasphere ad. We need 4 total, 2 to go north, 2 to go south, because there are 2 Auraspheres that will need to be killed as our top priority during that third phase. The person at the top of their enemy list, when they die, gets 1 hit by a targeted telegraphed one-shot ability that needs to be invulned by a tank. So if I could get volunteers on A and B for North Aura Spheres, and on 1 and 2 for South Aura Spheres that are tanks, go ahead and volunteer. Additionally, I need 2 Dispellers to stand on D and cast a spell. If our Dispellers are still salvaging corpses up in Dahu Arena, that is understandable as well. I see Fenril has volunteered. Thank you, Fenril, for North Aura Sphere. If you have questions about what these tank rolls are, I can go over them once again.
All deaths are resolved.
Thank you. If you are not volunteering, then I might volunteer you. We also need 1 more main tank. Let's see, Gladios is going for South Aura Sphere 1. I just need a South Aura Sphere 2.
I'll try. I just need a rundown again.
Rexar, okay. Thank you for volunteering. Alright, Rexar, you are South Aura Sphere 2. If you have any questions, my Aura Sphere tanks, go ahead and ask them now. I can go over that. I also need 2 Dispellers to stand on D and dispel for me. That will be a cast called Boost from the Warrior. We'll give it a self buff that needs to be dispelled. Let's see, Sigoli is 1. I just need 1 more player with Dispel to use it for this fight. Need info on roll. Okay. During the 3rd phase of the fight will be the part where all 4 bosses are standing around the corners and giving themselves reflect shields. 2 Aura Spheres will spawn in 2 separate waves. They'll be north and south, so right about here. You'll be in charge of the south one here. The second time that they spawn, Gladios will be getting the first one. All you need to do is make sure that you are top of the aggro list on that Aura Sphere when it dies. You'll get an orange marker above your head that is indicating that you'll be being hit with a one-shot ability. So when you see that, just pop your invuln and take that hit. Your tank stance does not need to be on now until I tell you to have for Aura Sphere tanks to be ready. And you'll be doing the second one that spawns. There'll be 2 waves, so Gladios will get the first one in the south, and you'll get the second one in the south. They'll not be up at the same time. Those Aura Spheres also need to be focused down right away, which I'll be calling out because they need to die before they start one-shotting people at random. I see Fia is going to be our second Dispeller. Leader just got kicked. Akata, who is that?
No, he had an emergency and said he needed to leave.
Oh, okay. So we are down a player. Okay. Which alliance was that?
It was Raffi's, so I think that
Raffi's.
was B? C?
C, okay. Akata, can you do ready checks for me and C then?
Chris says he'll do it.
Chris will do it? Okay. One of you can do it. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you for taking over that. Hopefully everything's okay for Raffi. Alright, go ahead and step across the line. If somebody has Waymers for this fight, please set them up for me so I can steal them, so I can stop being dependent on you all for that. We need a Spellforge and Steel Sting. If you're a healer, go ahead or in charge of those for your alliance. Go ahead and slot those in. Everyone should be getting Spellforge or Steel Sting to start off with, the opposite of what their class's normal damage type. Reflects are being done in a YOLO style reflect, so Slime's teams are in charge of north side, that's A, B, and C. And Skullum's side teams D, E, and F are in charge of the south half of the room. There are going to be 6 orbs that need to be reflected on each half of the room. So go ahead and make sure you do that. If you have light curtains, you can also hop in and reflect things. If you see they're unreflected, they will each pulse twice. we are going to get a... We need 4 tanks. Did we get a second main tank? We did not. I'll just do it. Alright, I need 4 tanks to come and stand one in front of each of these. We can walk all the way up without touching them, and then they won't. As long as we don't hit them, they won't hit us back. So, don't be shy. Step across that purple line. Eat your raid food. This is an end rage fight. Be ready to use your lost actions. We are going to group these guys up and burn them down with our burst openers. Oh yeah, the chart. That's a good call.
You gonna be left or right, bees?
I'll take night side,
Okay.
if that's alright.
Yep.
Alright, yeah, if you're one of my tanks in front of the ads, we are going to start off with ranged attack to open, and then poke after that. We need to keep the aggro off of our duelist and flare start, because they'll be doing big damage here. Looks like everybody's across the line. We are getting a 30-second countdown, and then while this countdown is going out, start handing out Spellforge and Seal Sting to your team. Make sure everyone has the opposite of what they should start with. Casters and healers should get Steel Sting. Everyone else should get Spellforge to start with. There's a couple edge cases that might need to switch if we get, depending on which pattern we get. Mainly Paladins, Ninjas, Dark Knights. A couple others. Those are the big ones. Once again, we are using full burst openers here. Early pull, go ahead and pick up those ads, burst them down. Please try to avoid early pulling. Countdown should make that easy. There will be one more raid wide depending on how fast we kill these, so watch for that. Coming out now. Okay, everyone who's not many tanks, turn your tank stands off. Warrior going to the wall, Knight going to the middle. These bosses need to die at the same time, so keep their HP relatively even. We need click off purple, need yellow, click off purple, need yellow. Our first mechanic will be bombs, or the Knight will be dashing across the center and doing a large point-blank AoE. So everyone will need to go to a bomb at the outside of the arena. If you are tethered, go to a small bomb. If you are untethered, go to a large bomb. Be at the outside of the arena, far outside of the arena, far outside of the arena. Tethers to small, non-tethers to large. If you are on the groups that drop first, go to where a bomb just dropped and exploded. Get out of the way, and then get back on the bosses. Bosses, once again, need to have even HP, if at all possible. They need to die at the same time. Knight is a little high. Dispel Warrior now. Dispel Warrior now. Raid wide coming out. Alright, they're even. Go ahead and keep them even. Next mechanic will be tethers to wind, non-tethers to lightning, tethers to wind, non-tethers to lightning, and then we will hug or get away from the Knight on the safe side without a French fry. Once again, first off, tethers to wind, non-tethers to lightning. Tethers to wind, non-tethers to lightning. And then we get a Sword Omen. We'll be getting away from the Knight on the safe quadrant, which will be to the southeast. And back on the bosses. Dispel Warrior. Nice work. Knight is just ever so slightly high. Raid wide coming out. Tank Buster. Watch that Tank Buster. Warrior is a little high. Need yellow, or need purple, click off yellow. Need purple, click off yellow. Get those main things purple if you can. We'll be getting another Omen. This will be a shield omen. Knight will be dashing across the arena. We'll be getting knocked back 45 degrees from the direction the knight is traveling. There'll be a large AoE at the end of his thing. Once again, tethers are small, non-tethers are big. Do not kill the warrior. Do not kill the warrior. Hold all DPS. Stand on the side that the knight is coming from. Stand at an angle away. Get knocked to the bomb you need. Tethers to small, non-tethers to big. Do not kill the warrior. Go to an explosion if you're on the ground. Focus on the knight. Kill the knight, kill the knight, kill the knight. And then the warrior. Dispel warrior. And kill them both. Kill them both, kill them both. Alright. Second set of bosses are pulling these to the wall. And to the center. Our first mechanic will be Fireball Frogs as well as a Mustadio mechanic. That means we are showing our hole to the gunner in the center, then turrets on the side. Turrets will be from the east and west. These small fireballs will turn into frogs and jump across the arena. Fireball frogs will jump. Small frogs will jump second. They will have a safe spot in between them. Watch those small frogs, which started on the south side. But the southwest will be safe, southwest will be safe, southwest will be safe, center of the southwest. Point your hole towards the gunner in the center. Dodge this frog explosion. Gunner, hold to the center. Then hold the turret on the side, line up with just one turret. And then, I need to get this boss out of here. There we go. Tank buster. Raid wide coming out. Next mechanic will be turrets. Turrets will be coming out. Main tanks will pick up the turrets and involve the sniper shot. Everyone else will focus down the turrets and kill them before they explode. Turrets are out. Main tanks pick them up. Everyone else, focus down the turrets. Kill them first. And tanks involved now. Focus down these turrets, kill them before they cast explosion. Nice work keeping those HP even. I'm calling that out. Pyretic, stop moving, stop moving. Sheath the weapons, don't cast, don't move, don't attack, do nothing. Stand there, look pretty. Alright, safe to resume attacking. Next mechanic will be jumping clones. Tethered clones will be unsafe, non-tethered clones will be safe. They will all jump twice, and then we'll have Mustadio right after, which is once again showing our hole. Tethered clones are northwest, southeast. They'll all jump twice. I think that's east side safe. East side safe, I think. Point towards the center. And towards the third side. LB3 if you got them. Healer LB3s that is, and raid wide's coming out. We are going to be moving into third phase. Focus on soldier, focus on soldier, focus on soldier, tank buster. And kill them both. Kill them both. Nice work on keeping those damage even. Reflects, be ready to reflect. Aura Sphere tanks, be ready. Turn your stance on. Aura Sphere tanks 1 to pick up those Aura Spheres. And reflectors reflect. Kill those Aura Spheres, focus them down first, and then focus on the wards. Aura Sphere tank 1, invuln that that spite check. Focus on the wards, do not get reflected by the wards. Watch those reflects coming out. And go back on the safe sides. Aura Spheres, second set will be coming out. Second Aura Sphere tanks turn your stance on. Pick up those Aura Spheres. DPS them down. Make sure you're top of the aggro list if you are that second horse for your tank. And enroll that and focus on the wards. Any last minute LB3s, you got them, watch those reflex. Focus down these wards, we need to kill them quick. And rage is coming up. Nice work. We have a number of dead to pick up off the floor. We have 2 chests courtesy of our duelist Violet Thorn. Thank you, Violet, for the hand plates. Once again, Resurrection Protocol, stand on the bodies if you are casting a rise on them. Did we have an alliance without a healer LB3? Oh, right, one of our alliances doesn't have LB3 at all anymore.
Can you change parties mid-fight?
Mid-fight, I don't think so, but even if you did, it would reset your LB progress.
Oh, right, yeah.
Actually, you probably can mid-fight, but once again, it would reset your LB progress if your party comp changes. But yeah, one thing that I didn't go over for future reference in the other fights, if both healers in your alliance are down, you can, and you're one of those healers, go ahead and mark yourself with one of the marks, so that somebody can say something in yell chat that both your healers are down, so that somebody can hit you with a lost sacrifice and pick you up. Okay, we are moving on to the next arena. If you are not one of the healers in charge of a rising right now.
There was only one other person down here. If he wasn't down here, you have no idea how tempted I would have been just to change the jukebox.
Yeah, if you go around the outside of the arena, you can get to the far side without triggering the boss. If you trigger the boss right now while our healers are still doing triage up in the other room, we're going to have a very bad time in this fight because healing is very important for one of the mechanics. We are also gambling on this fight for uptime. We are picking either A or D, and one of them will be the safe spot for the first major mechanic, the other one will not. If we choose right, we get more uptime.
100% of my gambles have been correct so far. Any gambles that have not been correct are not canon, and you are a liar. I refuse to accept it.
Okay, I'm going to clean up some markers real quick.
I'm notoriously bad at poker, so yeah, don't take me to a casino, but flipping a coin? Absolutely.
Okay. Everybody should have their tank stance off if their name is not Aoi Abyss. And Aoi, go ahead and give us a countdown. The dark tile at the edge of the room is going to turn into a death wall, so probably don't stand in it.
Budget cuts have cut off another few seconds.
Nice. This is not an enraged fight, but if you have extra lost action charges left over after the other fight, you can use them up, because we'll be slotting in new actions before the next fight. Alright, we're going to get a raid wide, and then we'll see if we win our gamble or not.
See what I
Keep
tell
an
you?
eye
I'm always
for,
winning.
shall we? We're taking our hole for a walk. Take the donut for a walk. Keep all arms, legs, and tails inside the donut until it comes to a complete stop. And do not overrun into the death wall on the far side. You can use those little dots on the floor to help line up with where the centers are going to be. And watch that death wall on the end. Don't run too far. We're staying here for one more pulse and head to 3, head to 3, head to 3. We're going to hang out here and DPS the boss for a bit while he sets up the next mechanic. We are sticking here at 3. For 3 pulses. One, 2, 3, move to 4.
I refuse
Two
to.
more pulses. 1, 2, 3, move to 3.
I refuse to accept your whimsy, Mahia. I'm not pulling the boss that way. I
Boss
see
will
you.
be jumping back to the center of the arena and disappearing for an ad phase. We are killing reds. We are healing whites. DPS down the red race and heal the white race. Benediction is an instant kill. There are 3 waves of these. And we just need to kill them all before that cast bar finishes. Last wave. Alright, back on the boss. You might see one more mechanic.
The stealth pattern.
We're starting at 2, but just kill the boss. Do not run ahead, there are traps. Owie Abyss, that means you.
But I have invuln.
Yeah, but listen to instructions. Thank you. Alright, Winter Sora is percepting for us. Thank you, Winter. After the load screen, there are 2 traps that we need in order to win the raid. So do not pop any traps here. Those traps will look like bacon angels. If you don't know what that means, you'll understand briefly.
Or wiggly dancing dude.
Do not run ahead of Winter. Do not pop any traps. We need 2 of them to proceed with the raid. That bacon angel in front of the door is one we need. So carefully walk around it. Don't pop it early. We have to beat this boss first and then come back for it. Welcome to Trinity Avowed. Somebody wants to give me waymark, says appreciated. We are slotting in fresh lost actions here. Main tanks should be slotting in lost Aether Shield to help with every raid wide. I'll be calling out those, but if you see the cast Glory of Bazja, that is the raid wide, and you can cast Aether Shields to mitigate that. Otherwise, it hits pretty hard and has a nasty bleed attached, and the extra mitigation really helps. Also, make sure that you have a re-raiser up if you are not out of re-raisers at this point. Well, Shell 2 should be going out and should be applied to everyone except Violet Thorn, because Violet doesn't need it. She has enough cool buffs already. Anyway, not a lot to explain here. Just get your temperature to neutral. Make sure your lost actions are slotted in. This is an end-range fight. Excuse me. Gotta mute for a sec. Yeah, not a lot to explain. We're going fast.
Have
Basically,
you seen the timer? We've only been here an hour. This is amazing.
yeah. Basically, first set of mechanics will get temperatures, get them to 0 by getting hit by mechanics correctly. Second set will get a extra buff called a elemental brand, or extra debuff called an elemental brand. Buff will be applied after the mechanic resolves. It will be an extra hit of temperature. So, solve your mechanic to be the opposite of the elemental brand. If you have an elemental brand of too hot, you want to be too cold at the end of the mechanic, in order for the elemental brand to cancel you out to 0. That is for the second set of phases. I'll be calling out, look at your debuff and look at your brand. And thank you for the waymarks. I will be stealing those. Mechanics are sword, bow, and meteors. Bow just takes the arrows just take every turn they can, so you can trace them out. There's also a diagram of left side higher, right side higher. If we can get that for people that like that, that'll be one thing we explain. One thing we want in a diagram. Thank you, Highlander. And the other thing is Swords Mechanic. Basically, for Swords Mechanic, I will call it a safe spot. It will be either 1, 2, 3, or 4. You will need to get hit by a sword that is pointed from one of 4 clones. And you will need to run 1 square in a cardinal direction from the safe square I call. So if I call 1 as a safe square, you will be on 2, 4, or across from 2, or across from 4. In a straight line. Do not go diagonal from 1 in that case. So 3 would be instant death, A would be instant death, and the far corner would be instant death, and D would be instant death if 1 is a safe square. If you don't get it, that's okay. It's easier to understand after you've seen it in action once. So if we wipe here, we will go in again. That is the point of us going fast. So if you have shell 2, step across the purple line and let's go. If you do not have shell 2, stay behind the purple line and we can hit you with it. And yes, do not early pull bosses. Chris, are you here? There you go. Alright. Once again, enraged fight. Eat your food. Use your last actions. Use your pots on your openers. Repot mid-fight if you want. Let's get a countdown, and only the Abyss should have their tank stance on. Once again, Aether Shields on every raid wide, which is called Glory of Basra. We'll start off with a shared tank buster. Tanks up front with Howie. And then raid wide Aether Shields. And mitigate. Keep your parties alive. We're getting a couple AoEs. First we're getting in front of the boss, in front of the boss, in front of the boss, in front of the boss. Next up, we are going away from the boss after they spin once. And away now. And back on the boss. And then we're getting behind. Get behind the boss, they'll be doing a cone in front of them. Inverse cone, whatever. We're starting off with bow phase first. That means we are getting a temperatures and debuffs and a force march. Our force march will take us to either Delta or Bravo, whichever side is not covered in lava. But first, tank stack, tank stack, tank stack. Forgot about the tank stack. Then, mind your quick march. Point it towards Delta or Bravo. We'll find out in just a second. March 2 squares to the side you need. March 2 squares to Bravo, 2 squares to Bravo, 2 squares to Bravo. rescue somebody out of the lava, do so. Don't pop a re-raiser if you're in the lava. And re-raise. Check your temperatures. Get hit by the opposite arrow. Arrows will take all turns that they can in order to get to the far side. Go ahead and trace it out. Get hit by the arrow opposite of your temperature. Red Wide will be coming out. Go ahead, Aether Shield now. You're getting in front of the boss, in front of the boss, in front of the boss. Boss is pointed at the wall. That's pretty annoying.
Yeah, my bad.
Sword phase next. Watch your major cooldowns. Boss will be untargetable after they apply temperatures to us shortly. We are going to be standing on the numbered waymarks. Get to the numbered waymarks. Get to the numbered waymarks. No DPS during this phase. Once the floor clones come up, just focus on mechanics. Get to the safe spot and then go 1 square away. Safe spot is at 3. Safe spot is at 3. Be 1 square away from 3 in the direction of the sword that you need. Do not be on 1. Do not be diagonal of 3. Alright, next safe spot, there'll be one more hit. Next safe spot is on
4.
4. Safe spot's on 4. Do not be on 2. Do not be diagonal of 4. Back on the boss. Raid wide coming up. Be ready for that. Once you see the cast bar. Beat the shields now. Mitigate. Get away from the boss after the boss spins once. And away now. We are stacking up in the middle. We will get a quick march and get quick march diagonally to the meteor that we need. Check your temperatures, figure out which meteor you need to cancel it out, and check your quick march. Stack up in the middle, march diagonally to the meteor you need. Line your quick march up, go to the meteor you need. And back on the boss. Red, white, either shields. My bad, let's call. Okay, we're getting behind the boss, behind the boss, behind the boss. Second bow pattern. This will be the first one that has elemental brands. There'll be no force march. There will be clones north and east. Check for clones north and east. They will shoot in straight lines in front of them. Don't be in line with the clone. Diagonal of the boss is safe. Diagonal of the boss is safe. And then we're running to D. Sprint towards Delta after these lines. Sprint towards Delta now. Get out of the lava. We are getting temperature debuffs. We are getting elemental brand debuffs. We are getting a quick march 2 squares. Check your brand temperature. Check your brand. Figure out how to get to the opposite of your brand, and then get quick march 2 squares to that arrow. Check your quick march. Find the arrow that you need to cancel out your brand. It might be nothing, in which case do the empty square. Point your quick march and get march 2 squares. Gloria Baja, Ether Shields. Speaking of Gloria Baja, next time.
Against the wall.
Yeah, things against the wall. We'll be getting LB3 soon. Do not LB healer LB3 during a hot or cold mechanic. Wait until the mechanic finishes before using those LB3s. I'll be calling it out. We are getting in front of the boss, in front of the boss, in front of the boss. sword pattern once again. Boss will be disappearing. You'll have temperature and brand be on the numbered waymarks. Check your temperature, check your brand, figure out what you need to get hit by. You may need to get hit on both sets of swings. We'll be calling out the save spots once again. Hold LB3s until after this mechanic and the following raid wide. Safe square is on 2. Safe square is on 2. Next safe square is on 3. Safe square is on 3. Do not be on 1. Raid wide, ether shields. Wait for this raid wide to go out, and then LB3. LB3 now. Healer LB3 now. We're getting away from the boss after they spin once. Get out now. Get out now. And back on the boss. There'll be no quick march, but there will be clones. Check your temperatures. Check your brand. Watch north and east for clones. Calls are a little awkward, so I might not be able to call out exactly where to stand. Check which meteor you need, and then sprint to the meteor you need, avoiding clones.
Outside corners.
Outside corners are safe. Outside corners are safe. Be on the outside corners of your meteor. And back on the boss. Everything you've got. One more raid wide. Ether shields, heavy mitigation, burn the boss. It's boss or us. Everything you've got. I believe we can beat Enrage.
Easily.
Easily. Nice work, everyone. Alright, we have dead to pick up. Do not run ahead. Do not step on that pad. We need to fight a secret boss, but first we're going to get people up, as many as we can. Okay, one other thing is if you are a healer on the floor with a rise, please let us know that so we can prioritize picking you up so you can all pick more up as well. I see a lot dead.
There will be an empty arrow slot, Callie, for the arrows. You just follow that as if it was an arrow, and that's where you won't get hit.
Yes. We'll see how many we can pick up here. Yes, there was a 7-person party, and it sounds like there was also a party that was completely dead, which, being told, resets LB3 progress. I actually didn't know that. If we can't get everyone up, then if you want to stick around, we will be running again afterwards, but we'll try and get some experience on at least the next boss first, depending on how many we have to leave. Depending on if we have to leave anyone behind or not. I also do see at least one Pokeball. Yes, please be careful not to overlap. Arise casts. Arises are going to be at a premium at this point in the night with this many bodies. So make sure you're not wasting casts by overlapping them with each other. Yami, quit dodging.
Yo, that slap worked.
Nice. All right, we have one DC and A. But everyone else who wants to can follow the triangle back this way that we came. If it's your first time here, this. Hey, I run this a lot.
Wait, does BA have poison traps as well?
No, they have bleeds, which you can't clear with them.
Oh,
The bleeds aren't so bad. They don't really hurt.
No, you can like Eureka Potion and you're fine.
oh shit.
I step in them for fun sometimes. Anyway, welcome to Minotaurs. This is the secret boss of the Libram Regine Savage. This one has a complicated ads phase. Oh, thank you for these markers. These are good. We need some tanks. Let me clear some markers out. Okay, we are going to get tanks. Tanks to be add tanks are going to be on these letter waymarks. Tanks to be sweeper tanks are going to be outside of the letter waymarks. So I need one tank on each letter and one tank outside of each letter. If you're outside of a letter, you're not getting a mark. Just remember who you're paired with. Okay. Wait, Maya, did I mark you instead of Flava? I think so. Oh, no. Maybe not. Flava's not even a tank. What are you doing? Okay. Brief explanation. We are going to get Minotaurs. Where are my Minotaur diagrams? Okay. We have a very simple boss with a annoying ad phase. So we are holding all of our burst and loss actions usage for the ad phase. Don't use too many loss actions if your tank is running low because we want to save damage from Queen though. But save your burst for the ads. The ads phase comes out at 70%. Each of our tanks that is numbered will be picking up an ad with their ranged attacks and rotating them around the arena clockwise fashion, kiting them without getting punched. The ads will move slowly as long as they are kept apart from each other. If they do punch you, they give you a ruin stack, which now is twice come ruin. Which means you'll die in 2 punches if you get punched, so don't get punched. The tanks outside of the ad tanks, which are myself, Fenril, Mahjong, and Saber, are going to be sweeper tanks. The first mechanic of the ads phase is going to be called entrapment. Everybody should be in a cardinal notch for entrapment, and then the sweeper tanks will run a quarter circle around the room with their invulns on in order to sweep the traps that just got placed. These traps will be in the outside ring. As you can see, there are 2 sets of rings, this outside ring and the inner ring. They will be safe during ads phases. Everywhere the dark tile will be bad during ads phases. These notches are important for a couple mechanics during the ads phase. The first one is the most important one is that debuff that I have posted a picture of in Raid Chat 1. There are 2 debuffs. You will get one of them for each time it goes out. You will get either the spaghetti, which is a pull in, or you will get the non-spaghetti, which is a pushback.
Thank you. Let's go. Lightning round. You to pull these tier 3s out.
And that is whenever Fateful Words goes out, I'll be calling that out. Otherwise, if the arena gets a lightning ring, just stand in a notch so that the lightning doesn't hit you. Don't hang out in the notches, otherwise you might bait circles into the notches when we need them to be safe. Bait the circles in the non-notches. I'll be calling that out. Oh yeah, reflectors and dispels. I need some people to come stand over here on the other side of the 3 marker. I need reflectors here. I need dispellers here. I need a couple of each. If you are a dispeller for this fight, you are also a dispeller for the next fight. So hold that dispel in your slot and don't get rid of it. This looks good. Okay, dispellers, you'll be in charge of earth spheres. You'll need to dispel the earth sphere and then hit it with a attack or a dot or a book or anything, really. They're really wimpy after you dispel their buff. The reflectors will need to reflect the spire spheres. These spheres will all be spawning in the middle ring. So during ads phase, go to the middle ring, reflect fire sphere AoEs, and dispel earth orbs, and whack them so that they all die. If any of the orbs are not taken care of quickly, they will explode and give us all ruin stacks for the entire raid, which is very problematic since we do not get LB3 for this fight. So everyone try not to die, because otherwise we might have to leave you behind because we're running low on re-raisers. Are there any major questions from any of our important roles? If so, let me know. Dispel, once again, yes. Alright, if you see an earth sphere in the center ring during ads phase, go ahead and hit it with Dispel. Then punch it with any attack. Your dot, your book, your staff, whatever you got, just hit it. It'll keel on over. Just make sure it dies after you dispel it. Finish it off.
Just to clarify, you can use the spell. You don't have to actually go and hit it.
Will dispel kill it? Yeah. Yes. Stay in mid. Oh, use a spell, not dispel. Okay, I misheard. Traffic on it. Yeah. But yes, tag it with your dot, your glare, your malefic, whatever. Just hit it with something, anything.
Ruin 2.
Yeah. Energy drain that motherfucker. Anyway, any other questions? Yes, you can scathe them. I'm not hearing any other questions, so let's get across the purple line and get started. Once again, we are pushing the boss to 70% without using our burst, and then we are bursting down ads. Make sure that you know your tank spot. Owie should have their tank stance on for the first part, and then when ads phase starts, those other numbered tanks should turn their tank stance on and use their range attacks to kite the mobs around the arena. Owie, go ahead and give us our budget cut countdown for the night.
How'd you know?
I pick on fun things eventually. This is not an enraged fight, but the ads phase is scary, so I do recommend food. We are going to get a tank buster pretty quickly here. One auto attack after the tank buster. Use your knockback immunity. Use it right about now. Dodge these conals. There'll be 3 of them. Get out, away from the boss, away from the boss, away from the boss, away from the boss, very far away. And then get ready for ads phase. Boss is going untargetable. Tank stance up and get ready to grab your ads. We are going 1 quarter circle around the arena, and then entrapment will be casting. Sweeper tanks at that time will then need to sweep. Be in a cardinal notch, be in a cardinal notch. Sweeper tanks, go ahead and sweep.
Debuffs are resolving.
Oh yeah, debuffs, go ahead and stand in a notch. I forgot about those, my bad. Stand in a notch, stand in a notch, stand in a notch. Go ahead and continue killing those ads. Dodge those circles. Debuffs are getting applied once again. They will not resolve right away. Check your debuff and remember it for later. Stand in a notch. One more ad. And respect those orbs, respect those orbs, respect those orbs. Nice work. Back on the main boss. Raid wide. Mechanics are pretty simple, but we do have to respect them. If you get a lightning marker on your head, take it out to the edge of the arena, bait those to the edge of the arena, then come back in. Get out, get out, get out, away, large AoE, that does a lot of damage. Back in on the boss. Bait these lines, or AoEs away, and come back in. Avoid the proximity and then come back in right away. There will be conals right after. Conals right after. Come back in, come back in. 3 conals. Dodge them. You can think about saving gauge for Queen Opener if you want. We are using our knockback immunity, 1 auto attack after Tank Buster. So, immunity now. Dodge tonals. And burn the boss. Alright, nice work. That was one of the cleanest Minotaurs we've had on one of my runs. Sorry about the late call on the first debuff, though. We have a couple dead. Do not run ahead. Do not run on the pad. The boss's HP is set based on how many people are in an instance when the cutscene is triggered. If we are unfortunately, in the unfortunate case that we are not able to get everyone up after this fight, we want to make sure that we are not fighting an extra buff boss compared to how many people we have alive. I see only one remaining. Are we out of arises yet? Looks like no.
You have 11 arises? Wow.
Yes, back up, give the healer some space. Make sure to grab your chest if you haven't already.
Remember that after you finished off your action, let someone else go on. They may have leftover casts.
And remember, there is a 10-minute AFK kick. The chance on Lost Arise if you are a healer with a Pure Divine is 10%. If you are not a healer running a Pure Divine, the chance is 0%. Yeah, it's pretty not great, but it's better than nothing.
Hey.
All right,
Don't-
nice work.
Don't feel bad. I think the highest we've had on record is, what, 62?
62 arises to raise a single person, yeah. Alright, go ahead and step on that pad. We are coming up on the last fight. Yeah, Mahia, those were the only markers I had saved before tonight in all of DR.
You had the best one saved. That's what it is.
Yeah. Now I've got all the enraged fights once I grab these to steal. Yeah. Okay. Welcome to Queen's Guard. Or not Queen's Guard. Well, it is Queen's Guard. Whatever. Who am I kidding? It's Queen's Guard Part 2, but also Queen's here.
You're not wrong.
Anyway, this is the last fight of the run, one way or the other, but I think we got it. I need the Dispellers from last fight. If you got Dispel still slotted in, come and stand over here. You have a very important job whenever we get to Unlucky Lot, which is when the Queen's cast bar meter bar reaches 100 and you hear a ding. Queen's going to get 4 self buffs. All of those buffs need to get dispelled, so just keep spamming dispel until you see no more self buffs on the Queen. Pretty simple stuff. At the same time, lightning orbs will be casting large AoEs, so just make sure you're not standing in those or that you have applied Reflect. Everyone, if you have light curtains, can use Reflect to stay safe during lightning orbs. If you don't have Reflect, just run away from lightning orbs. and listen to instructions from there. Voidal, it is every time Unlucky Lock starts, which is when the Queen's meter reaches 100. And I will be yelling something along the lines of dispel, 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 so, you know, hopefully it's obvious. But yeah, just spam until you see all 4 buffs are gone. Everyone should be getting Shell 2 except for Violet Thorn. Violet Thorn should not have Shell 2. Shame on whoever did that. Most of the rest of the fight is going to be following myself with the Dorito. Except for Super Chess, I'll put up a Super Chess diagram that I like to reference. Need to get Pierre to make these things as commands.
Are they not commands already?
Some of them are, but I need to give him like a list of better names that I can actually remember. Anyway, I also need 3 true invuln tanks, which I guess I am one tonight. But if I could get 3 true invuln tanks to come stand over here by me to help tank the boss, we are going to cheese the tank buster if we can. The tank buster is pretty nasty otherwise. Mahia, we're gonna put you as... I'll put you back clean up since I trust you to do that. I'll take the first one, so I just need 1 more. If we have 1 more true invuln tank, a paladin, or a gunbreaker. Otherwise, we'll need 2 other tanks. Fenrir, what are you? Fenrir, you're a gunbreaker. Congrats. You are promoted to number 2. And Mahjong, Fenrir, these. Mahjong, I'll just have you back clean up if you see you need to jump in, okay? Yeah, or any other tanks. Okay. That's about it, except for Super Chest. Super Chest is a mechanic where you'll get 2 debuffs with number of dots over your head. Add those up to either 5, 6, or 7 and listen to callouts. I'll be explaining that on the fly, but basically you'll be standing on a spot that I tell you, and then marching down a column that I tell you, and not overrunning the buff. So, if you have Shell 2, step across that purple line. Let's get this party started one last time for this run. The possible numbers for Super Chess are 5, 6, and 7. If you have a 6, you will be standing on a white square. If you have an odd number, you will be standing on a dark square. For the safe squares, alright, I'll be leading us off with tank stance on. Everyone else should have tank stance off. So, last fight. Food on. If you have more than 12 minutes, you're good to go. Pots, lost actions, ether shields on every raid wide. Let's go ahead and get a countdown. This is the one we've been saving our budget for. We are getting a full 30 seconds here.
Wow, where'd you pull that money from?
For me not getting paid all last week when I was on vacation. Not kidding. Alright, big as opener as you can get. Let's get started. Raid wide, either shields. We're getting super chest. We are marching away from North Swain's Glow. Center is safe. Center column is safe. And we are going to B, back half of B, back half of B, back half of B. Do not be in the D column. Do not be in the D column. Back half of B, back half of B. Now we are moving one step over to the one column, to the one column, to the one column. Be in the one column. Alright, I'm involving this. Wait for 2 hits. 1 hit. 2 hit. Fenrir, all yours. Raid wide, Ether Shields. We're gonna start getting relentless mechanics after this. Which will be reprisals of our Queensguard mechanics. Follow the Dorito. No, first up Super Jess, that's right. Hold your burst, hold your burst. We are going back is safe.
I think both are
Wall
safe.
is- Yeah, so 5s or 6s in
Wall
the
and
corner.
safe.
Wall and safe. 6s here, 5s on here,
Oh.
and 7s further back. Sorry. Do not overrun your head buffs. Run down the A column. Run down the A column. Not the outside column. Sorry. It's a bit scuffed on my part. And in the safe square, and in the safe square. No matter what. Stand in the safe square. Pop a re-raiser if you died.
We need a new main tank.
Mahjong's got it, looks like. Thank you, Mahjong. Alright, raid wide, either shields, heavy mitigation on this one. This is a big one.
Your reflex ready?
Got reflects ready, dispels be ready. If you don't have reflect, run away from all lightning orbs. There's one right in the center. Reflect, reflect, reflect. If you got it. And get in that dome, get in that dome, get in that dome. Dispel, dispel, dispel. It's already done. Nice work. Alright, first relentless. We are getting a downtime mechanic. We're getting away from tethers to wind, non-tethers to lightning. Getting away from north swains, and we are pointing towards the gunner at 4. Go to the A side, tethers to wind, non-tethers to lightning. Point your hull towards the gunner, and then towards the turret on the side. And then back on the boss. Mahjong's in bowling. 2 hits and then Mahia take over. Or Fenrir if Mahia's not up. Mahia's up. Got it. Second relentless. We are getting knocked back toward the direction of the Doritos stands. This will be a downtime mechanic that I was explaining last time. Shield knockback just like in Queensguard. Get knocked back in the direction away from the slash towards the on the side towards the knight, and then this way right here towards 3 be at 3 sorry, it's a little late. All right, now we need to be near A, over here near A. And back on the bus. Raid wide ether shields. Alright, second super chest. got wall unsafe. We've got back safe. So 6, 5's on D, 6 is behind D, 7's back here. 5's on D, 6 is behind that, 7's behind that. March down the A column. March down the A column. Do not overrun your buff. And then everyone to the safe square. We'll have healer LB3s after this mechanic resolves. Everyone to the safe square. If all the healers are down in your party, mark yourselves, and hopefully somebody can sack you. Otherwise, back on the bus, big reopener, and healer LB3. Mahia involved. Alright, once that bar reaches 100, we'll have lightning orbs again, but before that we have another relentless play. This one we are stacking up tight, we are stacking up tight. We are baiting the knight. Bait the knight, go to hug the knight on the safe side away from the talons. Be to the... yeah, that's in the knight. And then dodge all turrets, dodge all turrets, dodge all turrets. Alright, lightning orbs are flecked, and get away from them if you don't have a fleck. Dispel, dispel, dispel. Get in a dome, either dome, any dome. Grade wide, either shields. Alright, next relentless. This is going to be knockback, bombs, and pyretic or blizzard. Tethers to small, non-tethers to big, get knocked back to the bomb you need from the line that is coming out now. From the line, get knocked back, tethers to small, non-tethers to big, then stop moving after the knockback. Stop moving, do nothing, stand there, look pretty. Wait for pyretic to fall off. Adjust your bomb. If you fall first, go to an explosion. And back on the boss. Alright, this is going to be soft enrage. We are going to get ether shields starting now. Ether shields now. When your first ether shield is going to fall off, replace it with lost second aether shield. Slot it in now and hit the second aether shield when your first one's going to fall off. Everything you've got. Refresh those aether shields. And this is an enraged cast. Don't worry about the spell, just hit the boss. Alright, 9%. Pretty good for a first run of the night. It'll take about 2 hours. I think we got time to go again. If people want to. I'll take a short break, get some water. If you need to leave, that is understandable. We'll take 5 minutes break, I'll get some water, I'll see where we're at as far as people leaving or staying is, and then we'll get reinforcements as needed and try and go again. Thank you everyone for coming to run 1. If you're staying for run 2, thank you again, and if you have to go, thank you for coming. I'll be right back. Oh. Oh, Russ is here. Nice. We're going in 5 minutes, since I know we had a couple go AFK after I said that, so we'll stick to that.
I'm back.
Okay, mix back. I'll just do a soft rate check anyway. See where we're at. No need to waste time if we're all ready. If you need any last minute fragments, let us know.
ATO.
If you need to sort out any adjustments due to your party comp changing for Steel Stings, Spell Forge, Aether Shields, anything like that, or set up a pseudo roll, go ahead and sort those out in your party chats. Oh, I'll also post in raid chat animation for swords. If you're confused by that, I know that's one of the mechanics that can take a bit more times to get right. So if you have questions about that, go ahead and ask those as well. While we're waiting here for AFKs get back. Flava, I do have a few more cares here. If you're on Zargatanas Gangos or Rosa has a ton. Rosa, where are you at?
And I have Moonlight.
I am on
Oh,
Ada.
Moonlight.
I am hanging out in Gangos on Ada.
I see budget cuts hit hard. Thank you.
Yeah, I just haven't restocked them forever. I really should at some point.
There was
Okay.
double dust today and I was stuck at work. I'm deeply sad.
Left side higher, right side higher is not based on the flames. If you look at the diagram that Highlander posted, you can see that the pattern makes two like squares that are the high side is the top of the diagram is the side farther away from us. So if the two squares that are farther away from us are on the left side or weighted to the left side, then that's left side higher. The other pattern where they're weighted to the right is right side higher pattern.
Call me prejudiced, but I think just like using a controller, using that diagram is somehow cursed. I do not understand how people do it.
It makes sense. Yeah, it's starting to make sense to me because I've traced so many times that I can like get halfway through tracing one and be like, oh, it's this one. And know where it's going to end up, but I still just trace it myself. But yeah, the important one for swords is, I'm also going to do a ready check here, since we're at the time that I said we're going to go in. Brand is not always one temperature. You can have one hot, one cold, two hot, two cold. Yes, we still have flare in both Rens, and you're still here, so I'm assuming you're still percepting pre-TA. Thank you. You're waiting on Sicoli, Yummy, and Flava, and Fenderall. Oh. Just Fenderall and Flava, let me know if you're ready. Fenderall's ready. Getting re-raisers. Okay. Let me know when you're done with that. And yes, if you don't have frags or peers, this is your last chance before we zone in.
Much disappointed am I that Sigali Road doesn't have a adventure plate.
Oh my gosh.
It should be at the top of the list.
Alright, Lava's ready. We are hard ready checking. Be ready to push a button in like 3 seconds. Please push button. Thank you.
Slex isn't in this run, so why is it taking this long?
Okay. I know it's been a while since we had a full run in between last time we were in here to do this, but pop your re-raisers, pop your actions. Make sure you've got full, fresh, lost actions ready to go. And once we're released from our circular prison, we can go to the cache and restock our holsters. Once again, double check that you actually hit confirm and have what you're expecting to have when you step away from the box. If you joined us and this is your first time here, welcome. We're going to try and go faster than we did last time. We're already setting land speed records for Mirabelle B's hosted run, so see if we can beat it. Oh, yeah, my mic might have gotten bumped away from my mouth. Is that better? Yeah, okay. Commander is a fancy new mic.
Ugh. I got a while ago. I got a Audio Technica 150, I think it is.
Okay, go ahead and get me your ready checks, party leads. I know C might have. C needs a new lead. If your party does not appear to have a lead doing leader things, then just somebody jump in and do it. Okay, I see F, C, D, A. I think I saw B already. If I can count letters, that means we're just missing E. I don't see anyone in the box. E, are you ready? Hello, E party? Anyone? You guys doing a ready check? Next you'll Savos, are you popping up here or what's up? Much better. Look at how much health it gives you. Okay, I did see an E ready, so we should be good to go. Go ahead and step on your pads and Golem side down to Golem's Waste with Owie.
I am so very sleepy right now. Yeah. I'm gonna call it for this stream right now. Yeah. I will record footage. Alright, bye.